Hi folks, we're back today with another video, and whilst I'm not going to be specifically repairing anything on this video, I'm going to be talking you through the things that I did do with this Atari 2600 to bring it back to its, I say, former glory. I'll let you decide. The reason I've done this is for a couple of reasons. One, I picked this up in an auction, in an eBay lot. Spares and repairs, not working, not getting any picture, usual stuff with these. And the thing that I was interested in the most was the extras that came with it. So the box and a paddle controller, which is also boxed, which I'll show you guys shortly. We'll have a little look at that together in a little while. But there's a myriad of problems that could occur with this thing. And there's also a massive range of videos already online, which you could say that about a lot of things which I look at. But for this in particular, I just didn't feel like making a video going through every single step. So I thought what I'd do is I would actually fix it off camera and then just sort of go through it afterwards, sort of the steps that I took in like breaking down the problem. And actually, when we get to the end of the tale, you can decide for yourself some of the mistakes that I made. One relatively big one, which would have saved me a lot of time. So you might have already noticed this looks a bit bizarre in here. It's because I've sort of gone ahead already and I've not put it back together yet. I've left it in pieces. And again, I'm not going to sort of go through how to take one of these apart. It's quite a simple system to take apart. And if you're thinking about doing one of these yourself, chances are you've already got the know-how and the nous to take 6 screws out of the bottom. The board, the single-sided PCB, comes away once you've taken these 2 screws out from here, and lifting the screws from the underside of this will allow you to take the whole board out. So yeah, so like I said, I bought this as not working. So the first thing I did was just plug it in and fire it up. But before that, I got the PSU that came with it, whacked it on the multimeter, checking this part and this part together on the multimeter just to check the voltage that was coming in, check that there was some voltage, and there was. It was giving off 9 volts. I'm not going to give you any advice on what PSUs to use, because things I've read, people have said it's fine to use 12 volt, 15 volt adapters, because the voltage regulator will take care of stepping that voltage down to 5 volts, which is what this system requires. I'm not going to recommend a PSU either way. All I'm saying is the one that I used, one that came with it, was a 9 volt output. So 9 volts were going in, and it was being regulated, by this voltage regulator. Once I knew that I had 9 volts coming in, the next thing I decided to check was the barrel jack on the back. So a couple of videos that I'd looked at, people had solved quite simply with reflowing this part here. Let's get this on camera a little bit better. So where the barrel jack comes in, over time this had become loose and broken. So I checked continuity here with the positive and negs, just to check that the power was getting to the correct pins, and it was. So I didn't have any issues with it. Once the power was coming in, it was going to the right place. So we knew we had power. The next thing I did, sort of the next troubleshooting thing along, was to check this voltage regulator. And the way that we did that, the way that I did that, was popping my ground pin on this middle one. On here, I got the 9 volts that were coming in. Multimeter was showing 9 volts, perfect. On this side, when I connected the positive pin, it was showing 5 volts. So the voltage regulator there was doing its job. Yet again, still had no signal coming from the RF unit. And this is where I started to think, right, what's next? What do we need to do next? Do I need to think about possibly recapping? Well, I had a look at the capacitors, and whilst you can never fully tell from the naked eye, they didn't look like they were swelling. They didn't look like there was any electrolytic gunk that was coming out. So for me, I was thinking, do you know what? The The capacitors look fine. The regulator seemed fine. Not sure what we're going to do next. My next steps, what I did, I tested the continuity between all the pins. Okay, so we've got this sort of set of pins connected to the circuit board, the main board under here. And again, continuity was fine from all those. I checked the continuity on the power switch. So when it was off, was it doing the right thing? When it was on, was it giving the right beeps? All signs were pointing to, you know, all that area being fine. The next thing that I intended to test was the CPU. Somebody online on a Reddit forum told me that checking the data pins, I think it was, on the CPU was relatively easy to do. I didn't get that far because I thought, do you know what I've not tried? I've not tried cleaning the cartridge socket. One of the basic things when it comes to testing these old cartridges is the cartridge connector clean. So I whacked in a bit of IPA on a cartridge, gave it a bit of a clean, in a couple of times, gave it a little blow, and what do you know? It worked. Common things happen commonly. And in this case, it was just the cartridge socket that needed a bit of a clean. I could have saved myself a lot of time had I have cleaned that first. So that's my top tip. Before you start delving around, testing components and all that malarkey, give it a little blow. Is it just 30, 40 years of gunk that's just built up, just needs a little clean? I'm not saying that's going to fix it. It may need a new set of chips inside. It may need recapping. It may need a new RF modulator. It may, you may want to go as far as the composite mod, but that wasn't something that I wanted to do. I wanted to keep this as is. Unfortunately, now I'm going to be able to keep it as is. So yeah, just a little insight into some of the steps that I took there. So I just wanted to do something a little bit different today, not quite a repair video as normal. But I shall go ahead and be building this back together very shortly. Before we close out the video, I did say that I wanted to show you a couple of other bits. That came in the eBay lot. So the first one, the paddle controller. So some people, people that buy the Atari sometimes get these paddle controllers depending on what model that you buy. Mine didn't come with them in the box, so perhaps the person bought these separately. And none of the Ataris that I've had have actually come with these paddle controllers, so I was quite pleased to get a couple of them to add to the collection. So yeah, I tried to use it with the Centipede game that I showed in the video that you would have seen a little bit earlier, and it didn't work. So I don't know if there's only a certain amount of games that the paddle controllers work with. I'm going to do a little bit of reading up on that because I would quite like to use them just for a laugh, really. Just something different, isn't it? People look at the things like the Wii and stuff and think, oh yeah, that's really innovative. Well, Atari was sort of playing with the idea of different controllers way back when. And like I said, I was really happy that these came in the box. You know, if you're watching this, you know how valuable boxes can be, and they just add that nice little touch. And you know, the beautiful artwork on the front. We've got, you know, the basketball players, tennis players, Jason Voorhees. It's just a throwback to a different time. And then the last thing I would like to show you, although I may not be able to get it all on camera, but I'll post a still as well that's got the whole box on, is the box, okay? And this is the box for this version of the Atari 2600, the 6-switch Woody, which I'm also aware there are two variants of. I'm not sure if mine's the heavy or the light. Yeah, I might just move the camera just up a little bit so we can get a little bit more in. There we go. So the video computer system by Atari, the super system, more games, more fun. Look at him. He's having more games, more fun. And look at these happy people. This guy's very happy. And yeah, I mean, look, at 1978, this thing is what are we now, 30, 40, you know, we're over 40 years old, and I'm really pleased with the with the quality of this box. It came with the inlay as well, the cardboard inlay. I didn't get the multi-cart, which I was seeking out, and it didn't come with the two joysticks, sorry. But we've got loads of them from all the various projects and stuff, so you know, I can put this set together. So yeah, regular viewers of the channel will know I'm really partial to a bit of you know, the extras that come with these lots. Any bits of paper, any just sort of memories and throwbacks really make me smile. So we're going to leave it there for today. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I say, just something a little bit different, just to mix things up a bit. I've got a couple of other videos in the editing suite ready to go, which are more traditional repair videos and our insight videos. So as always, if you've enjoyed this video, consider giving us a like and a subscribe. Leave us a comment. Any sort of interaction with the channel really helps. Really helps us getting noticed, which, you know, we're starting to get a bit of traction now, and we really want to move forward and make more dynamic content for you viewers. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Look after yourselves. See you soon. Bye bye.